and the Justice and Constitutional Development budget votes in Parliament. The National Assembly had already considered these votes, and perhaps before we look at the debate in the NCOP, let's quickly recap on how the voting process had gone in the National Assembly. It happened last week when members of the DA followed COP in a walkout from the National Assembly chamber after COP leader Musioua Lekota had been ordered to leave the House. The DA left a whip behind to at least record its objections to some of the budget votes before the House. During the consideration of the Justice and Constitutional Development budget vote, the ANC said there were more than enough reasons why it supported the vote. The IFP said even though it was not opposing it, the party was concerned about the fact that justice remained unaffordable to most.
Even though we see progress being made very slowly, and the bill before us in regulating and improving on the legal profession is a step in the right direction, it is nonetheless a small step. Once again, we hope that in the next budgetary term, urgent attention will be given to reforming the judicial processes and the judicial system, because if we do not make justice affordable, not only to people, but also to businesses and to foreign investors, we are undermining our policies across the board.
We do so because of several bold initiatives and developments we have witnessed in the recent past. The signing of the proclamation putting into place the office of the Chief Justice is an important step in the broadening of judicial independence. The creation of the office of the Chief Justice is a recognition of the constitutional imperative that the judicial authority is vested in the courts, and that organs of state, through legislative and other means, must assist and protect the courts to ensure their independence, impartiality, dignity, accessibility, and effectiveness. The ANC also welcomes the Minister's zero-tolerance approach to qualified audits in his department, as well as the fact that this approach is shared by the top management of his department. We also welcome the proposed expansion of the jurisdiction of the judge's president to include magistrates' courts within their respective division. Moreover, the widening of the justice footprint by the building of high courts in Limpopo and Mpumalanga provinces is an important, albeit long overdue, development.
The vote was agreed to with the objection of the Democratic Alliance. When the National Assembly had to vote on the police budget, the IFP explained why its president, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, had called on government to appoint a professional police officer as National Commissioner.
We are very concerned about the image of the South African police, as I'm sure the Minister is. And the IFP has always been able to assist the Ministry of Police. We also feel that more money should be made available for inspection services where not enough investigations are being carried out in respect of criminal trials.
There are challenges at the top management of police, but we are dealing with it, as the Honourable Member has raised already. Those challenges, we as a Parliament also have a responsibility to ensure that it does not affect the work of the ordinary police officer at a grassroots level. The appointment of the National Commissioner is the prerogative of the President, and we should leave it into the hands of the President to appoint the National Commissioner. We believe that the 62.5 billion that the police are receiving this year on their budget is more than enough for them to do an adequate job, to do a job that we can all be proud of and that can take this country forward in the fight against crime. I thank you.
We now turn our focus to the opening remarks of Police Minister Nathi Mthethwa in the policy debate on the police, as well as justice and constitutional development in the National Council of Provinces. Mr. Mthethwa said even after 18 years of democracy, some areas in the police lack transformation with regard to race and gender.
These must be addressed. In addition, our approach to transformation must also speak about the type of police service we want to see, which is a police service that inspires confidence. Amongst others, an officer we want to see must be a police officer who respects and upholds the Constitution, who does not tolerate disloyalty and ill discipline, who is enforcing the law without fear or favor. The second area is working smart by the police to enhance the criminal justice system. Here, we are emphasizing the need to work and utilize the ICT system to help revamp the criminal justice as a whole, to ensure that at the end of the day, all those areas which are scientifically proven and which are going to help us secure convictions, like the forensic science laboratory, are strengthened and we roll out whatever capacity they have.
Let's take a commercial break. When we return, we continue with the Police, Justice and Constitutional Development Policy Budget Vote debate in the NCOP.